Your career should fit your life, not the other way around. You deserve to enjoy your work, to be present with your family, and to still be able to thrive financially. If I can do it, you can too, and I would love to help. Welcome to The PA is In, the show created by PAs for PAs, where codependency with your supervising physician is a thing of the past, optimal team practice is the future, and physician associate has taken the place of physician assistant as the professional title of choice. I'm Tracy Bingaman, and I'm obsessed with redefining what success as a PA looks like and what it feels like. Here you'll find the mindset shifts, systems, and processes I use to escape healthcare burnout and integrate my work into my life. Work-life balance is a myth, and an integrated life where you thrive professionally, not a balancing act, is the goal here. My mission is to help you to grow into a unicorn PA who loves their job, has abundant energy, time to spare, and work-optional financial freedom. The PA is in. I know firsthand what it's like to feel stuck, burned out, and trapped in a career that feels like it's just consuming your entire life. If you're constantly exhausted, questioning if work-life balance is even possible, and wondering how you can reclaim your time without sacrificing your income, then this episode is for you. Years ago, I was exactly where you are now. More specifically, during the pandemic, I was working full-time in urology, somewhere between 55 and 60 hours per week, drowning in patient charts, never quite feeling caught up. Always being pulled here, there, and everywhere, at work and also outside of work. At home, I had 5 kids. Why do I say it like that? Because I still have 5 kids. I'll always have 5 kids, although 2 of them are adults these days. And at the time during the pandemic while working in urology, one was a newborn. It was entirely overwhelming, both at work and at home. And resentment, exhaustion, and burnout weren't just on the horizon for me. They weren't just threatening to storm. They had arrived. I feel like during that season, burnout doesn't adequately describe how I was feeling. Burnt to a crisp is probably more like it. I was a dry, empty shell of the person that I wanted to be, and that's probably a better, more accurate description of who I was and how I was showing up in the world at that time. It still makes me want to cry when I think about how many moments I missed during that season of burnout. Opportunities to connect with my kids, connection and deep intimacy with my husband. So many moments that I just couldn't be present for and plugged in for because I was feeling so burned out. But this isn't about then, it's about now. Or for you, if you're feeling like this now, it is about the future. When I was burned out and working full-time plus, I lost sight of my worth, my career options, the opportunities available to me, and how to even begin asking for what I needed professionally. So inside of this episode, I'm going to share with you how I went from working those 60 hours a week to 24 hours a week clinically, how that has changed my life. So stay tuned if you are thinking, this is me. Yes, Tracy, please tell me how. You're exhausted. You're juggling long hours, charting at home, and feeling like work is taking over your life. You keep telling yourself you'll figure out how to cut back, but the weeks fly by and nothing changes. What if I told you there's a better way? The Pathway to Part-Time is my group coaching program designed for clinicians like you, providers who want more time, more balance, and more control over their schedule without sacrificing their income or career growth. Inside, you'll get a clear, step-by-step plan to go part-time, real-world strategies to approach your employer with confidence, and a community of like-minded clinicians making the transition alongside you. No guessing, no trying to figure it out alone, just a proven process that works. Imagine waking up without the weight of burnout, knowing you have time for your family, your health, and the things that matter most, while still thriving and feeling fulfilled in your career. Spots are limited and we are starting soon. If you're serious about working less and living more, now is the time to take action. Head to the link in the show notes to join us inside the Pathway to Part-Time today. Okay, back to the show. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be this way. I've been where you are, and I've made the transition from full time plus to full time light to part time to just significantly part time. And I've been able to do that without losing financial stability, without sacrificing my career growth or my passion for medicine. And honestly, I would say, if anything, my passion has grown because I have had more space to be myself, more space to grow and learn and step into other spaces outside of work. And that work wasn't getting 100% or 110% of my energy. So, after struggling and failing to successfully negotiate and land a part time role at my urology job, I pivoted. If you have listened to this show, you know that I quit without a plan and that we figured it out along the way. But ultimately, I found a way to restructure my career so that I wasn't sacrificing my health, my relationships with my family, my friendships, or my income. So over time, I went step by step from 60 hours a week to a different position where I was doing 32 patient facing hours a week, down to most recently 24 hours a week clinically. Now I work 3 days a week: Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And get this, I actually started earning more while working less. And no, it is not from this business or some of those paid ads that you hear when you were tuning in, although this too has grown and scaled during the last 5 years. But I'm talking about the income from my primary PA position. It has gone up as my hours have gone down. So I work now less than half the time each week, and I earn over 60% more. So now I'm pivoting again, and I'm pivoting myself into this space of part time clinician coach. I have heard from so many of you that you are feeling burned out, and these 5 day work weeks, these long days, these lack of boundaries, this full time plus expectation that healthcare is placing on you is just not working for you. So I'm here to help others transfer and transition successfully from full time plus to full time with boundaries, or from full time to part time without financial risk or fear of just losing your identity or your career momentum, and feeling like if you step out of that fast lane, you're always going to be in the slow lane forever and ever. Your income matters. Absolutely, it does. Your career trajectory and your fulfillment matter. How you show up at work, how you take care of patients, all of these things deeply matter. But you, my friend, you also matter. Your health, your sanity, your wellness, these things all matter, probably most of all. So, is part time work the key to unlocking full time happiness for you? Because you matter, and you feeling happy and fulfilled and having enough time and margin in your life to lean in and enjoy the things that matter most to you exists on the other side of potentially going part time or even being full time with some boundaries and some management, where work is contained at work and it's not following you home logistically with charting or emotionally in terms of sort of continuing to process the things that happen during the day. As PAs, we know how to provide excellent care to our patients, but inevitably, there are work related issues that leave us, well, stumped. It could be a question about reimbursement or malpractice insurance or even renegotiating your contract. Or you might be looking for tips on having more effective conversations with patients and colleagues. Or maybe you want to move up in your career, but you're not sure if that means starting a new role, taking on a leadership position, or changing specialties. For everything I just mentioned, AAPA's Career Central has you covered. With more than 200 resources and a searchable database, you can find anything you need in minutes. Solve your next career challenge at aapa.org/career central. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, I wish I could do that, but I have no idea where to start, this next section is for you. Here's how you can start moving towards the part-time practice of medicine right now. The first thing before you can go anywhere is to assess your readiness. Before making a leap, taking a step, having a conversation, really making any forward progress towards this part-time pivot, you need to understand where you are. You need to understand where you stand financially, where you stand professionally, and where you are personally in terms of relationship and the way that your household would function if you were to change to part-time. That's why I created the part-time readiness assessment. This is a tool designed to help you evaluate if a part-time transition is feasible, how likely it is to happen at your current employer, and what steps you can take to make it happen as smoothly as possible. Follow the link in the show notes, answer 10 quick questions about your current work situation, your personal cash flow, your budgeting and benefit status, and most importantly, the reason that part-time work matters to you during this season. Now, step number one is to assess your readiness. Step number two is to map out your financial landscape. A big concern for most clinicians who are considering reducing their hours, who are considering going part-time is, can I afford it? The answer is yes, usually, but only if you have a plan. This step ensures that your income, benefits, and your expenses align with a sustainable transition where you can still live the life that you want with a lifestyle that is comfortable for you. And also, you can take back your time in terms of having time to enjoy that money, having time to enjoy those people, having time to do the things that light you up. Step number three is to negotiate the right way. Now, I'm hesitant to say the right way because that sort of implies that there's a wrong way, but there are definitely better and worse ways to approach this conversation with your current employer or with a potential job listing that is full-time or part-time, maybe with a schedule that doesn't work for you. Many clinicians don't even realize that negotiating for a part-time position is possible, or that they can work to increase their hourly compensation while they're decreasing their hours. No one at your job works part-time? No problem. With strong skills in negotiation and a clear process for making this a reality, you could be the first. Someone has to pave the path. Why not you? I'll teach you exactly how to approach your employer with a value-driven proposal that benefits your team, that also meets a need that they have, and that helps you take a step towards that schedule that will work so much better for you. Now, number four is to explore alternative work models. If your current employer says no, and there is absolutely just no way that they're going to go for it, you've asked again, you sort of exhausted that option, there are other ways to build a career and generate income in a way that fits your life. It does not have to be a person physically in an office seeing patients anymore, physically in an operating room. There are many other ways that you can show up and add value and either take care of patients directly or offer value to companies and industry and all these different things that you could be doing. I'll help you get creative with supplementing your income in alternative ways, on your terms, on your time. And last is to join a supportive community. You do not have to do this alone. Oftentimes we look around in medicine and we see everyone else working full time, hustling, picking up shifts, doing more. And so if you're in a season of life where you're like, I need to slow down, I need to do less. I want to have this time with my family. I want to have this life that is more fulfilling and a slower pace and is just different outside of work. It can be hard when you look around and you see everyone. It sort of feels like everyone is doing it this one way. That must be the one path to success and fulfillment. So I'm actually opening up a small group coaching cohort group, a small group coaching group, which seems kind of redundant. It is called Pathway to Part-Time. It is a group that will be filled with other clinicians just like you. They will be in different situations, but together you'll walk through this process step by step of how to go from full-time plus to full-time with boundaries or full-time to part-time work. So if you are feeling like burnout is sort of creeping in, like you're just feeling like work is a little too much and you wish you could do less and you're feeling overwhelmed and just this perpetual like hamster on a wheel, overworked, really behind, to part-time work with full-time happiness, that community of support and other like-minded clinicians exist inside of the Pathway to Part-Time group coaching. You might not know this about me, but one of my most despised tasks as a clinician is charting. That's why I'm always searching for hacks, tools, and tactics to make charting more accurate, efficient, and less of a huge pain in the butt. If you too want to spend more time connecting with your patients and less time pointing, clicking, and typing into their chart, you should definitely check out Freed AI. Freed AI is a medical scribe on a mission to free clinicians everywhere from the purgatory that is writing notes. Freed AI listens, transcribes, and writes your medical documentation for you. You can even use the code PA50 for $50 off your first month with Freed AI. These notes are written in your style and done for you by the end of the visit. Can you imagine what it would feel like to leave work on time, notes done, without having to crack your laptop open in the evening? Freed is HIPAA compliant, completely secure, and it takes less than 30 seconds to learn. Get back to what you love doing, treating your patients, and let Freed AI do the rest. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, but I can't do that, let me ask you this. What will happen in your life and in your career if nothing changes? If you continue working at your current pace, where will you be in 5 years? How will you feel? What will your life look like? And probably more importantly, what will it feel like? Here's an unfortunate truth. Staying in burnout mode doesn't just affect your career. It also impacts your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, and your quality of life. I see it all the time. Clinicians who don't make a plan stay in jobs that drain them and eventually either quit medicine altogether or lose their sense of purpose. This leads to this group of providers who haven't felt passionate about patient care in years. Maybe you had a preceptor like that. Maybe you're starting to feel like this. Maybe there's someone where you work who is simply showing up, treating people, who does not have it in them to care anymore. They do their charting and they go home. They rinse and repeat it all the next day or the next shift. This isn't what you want for your career. It's not what's best for you, and it's not what's best for your patients. But there's an alternative option available to you. You can create a life where you feel energized, fulfilled, and financially stable while working part-time, or what I'm calling full-time with boundaries. So many times in medicine, we're working full-time plus, right? We're salaried, but we're working so many more hours. We're not being compensated for that time. And it just doesn't feel good when that is the situation that we're in. So if you're nodding along and you're thinking, yes, Tracy, I do need this. I do need my life to feel different. I do need something to shift. Here is your next step. Book a part-time pivot call. If you want my personalized guidance, let's talk about your unique situation. Let's take a look at the way that things are at your current workplace. Let's craft a plan and some steps for what you can do to start making this dream of I wish I worked part-time to become a reality. So schedule a call with me. All of the links are in the show notes. And if you're ready to take it one step further, join us in the Path to Part-Time coaching program. If you want hands-on support, my next small group coaching cohort, which I've realized I don't know how to pronounce cohort, and maybe we should call it just a group, is opening soon. Don't miss your chance to join an intimate group of clinicians transitioning to part-time together. The link in the show notes brings you to the sign-up page, and we do have a group that's starting soon at the time when this podcast episode publishes, but as with many great things, spots are limited. We really want this to be a small, connected community, and what you're going to get inside this program is a combination of the roadmap of the path designed to help you take proven step-by-step steps towards pivoting to part-time practice in medicine. And also this connection with other clinicians in similar cases who are in a similar phase so that you feel that support. Because sometimes we look around in medicine and we just don't see ourselves reflected in those around us. You do not have to sacrifice your income to reclaim your time. And I, my friend, can show you how. I want to leave you with this. Your career should fit your life, not the other way around. You deserve to enjoy your work, to be present with your family, and to still be able to thrive financially. If I can do it, you can too. And I would love to help. That's all for today. This PA is out. Congratulations. You've just joined an awesome club. By listening to a full episode of The PA is In, you are officially on the Unicorn PA team. Welcome aboard. What most team members do is they subscribe to the podcast because that allows them to automatically get the latest episode of the show. The life of your dreams exists on the other side of taking action. Keep making small shifts and keep getting better. Your life will improve, your career will soar, and you will have the confidence you need to create your own success. I will see you in the next episode. This PA is out.